What's happening, people? My name is goukigod. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about going on a 2 or 3 week hiatus in which there's going to be absolutely no videos coming out from me. And don't freak out, I am not dead, I'm not leaving YouTube, I'm not pursuing other interests. Well, actually, I kind of am pursuing other interests. I'm actually moving house next weekend. In fact, by the time this video goes up, I may have already moved house. That is the wonders of scheduling a video to upload. But yeah, anyway, I'm moving into a new house. It's a huge house, it's a big move. I'm actually moving in with my mother-in-law, which is going to be interesting, to be fair. But the new house is massive. I've never lived in a house as big as this. I think it's a 4 or 5 bedroom house, and we're going to do some renovations, so it may even be larger than that. So it's very exciting, but it obviously means that all my gaming stuff is going to be packed up. A lot of it's already in storage, and the rest of it will be packed up in the next couple of days. We're hoping to pack it all up over the weekend. So I will probably not even have a TV for a couple of days leading up to the move, and then there'll obviously be some time after the move to unpack and set everything up. And the priority when we get there is to set up my son's room so that he feels like it's his house. So yeah, I might actually do a house tour at some point if you guys are interested in doing that. Kind of like I think it might be funny to do like an MTV Cribs type thing, and I can show you around the new place once it's all set up. Initially, the gaming setup is going to be kind of a temporary space for me, but the long-term plan is to have like a dedicated room or a dedicated space for all my gaming gear. So in the short term, I might set everything up in a spare bedroom or possibly even in the living room, which isn't ideal. But long term, we're going to renovate, do some pretty extensive renovations, and hopefully there'll be an office built as part of that. So that's really exciting because then I can kind of set up a more permanent gaming setup. I'm hoping to get some better acoustic paneling, more professional acoustic paneling as well. If you've seen my gaming setup tour, the last one, you'll notice that I'm using a mattress for acoustic paneling, which works fine, but I think I could do a little bit better. So like I said, there's about a 2-week hiatus. A lot of that's because we'll be moving and unpacking. Some of it is due to internet or lack thereof. Here in Australia, it takes about 2 weeks to have internet installed in a new place. I don't know if that's consistent with the rest of the world or if that's long or if that's actually quick, but it seems ridiculous here. You actually have to have a man come out and touch wires and stuff like that to set up the internet. So I'm going to try and have that set up beforehand, but no guarantee. That may actually take 2 weeks. It might even take 3 weeks. I'm hoping not. But one of the advantages of going to the new place, at least in the long term, is that we're going to have access to something called the NBN, which is the National Broadband Network. Now, if you didn't know, Australia has some of the worst internet on the planet. Actually, it's not the worst internet on the planet, I exaggerate, but I think out of all the countries, we rank something like number 50. So we're underneath New Zealand, we're underneath like Thailand, we're underneath Romania, and a whole bunch of other countries that you wouldn't assume that Australia was under. But Australia is pretty backwards when it comes to infrastructure for that sort of stuff. But anyway, that's being updated in the area that I'm moving to about mid-year. So hopefully I'll have sort of like 100 down and possibly, I mean, even like 50 up or something would be amazing. At the moment, I get maybe 1 up and 10 down if I'm lucky on a good day. And if that's happening, I'm cheering, which is very depressing because that's terrible internet. And that's one of the main reasons I've never looked at streaming either, because it's just not possible with that kind of internet. So there'll also be no gaming for the next couple of weeks. There'll be, like I said, no TV. All my stuff will be in storage, and the first priority is to kind of set up the house and not set up my gaming setup. I think my wife would probably kneecap me if I started setting up the PlayStation first. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit difficult, so just bear with me. But I'm really excited to create a new setup, and I'll definitely, at the very least, do a new setup tour once I've got the new room going. I've picked up a couple of things over the end of last year, such as some light boxes to better display some of the cool stuff that I have. Like I've got some press kits, which I just had on a shelf before. And I've got some Lego and stuff like that, or Legos if you're in the US, which I'd like to display a little bit better as well. So I think the setup is going to be really nice once it happens. And I'm also finally going to hang that Back to the Future poster, which has been just sitting on the floor for ages. And I might even get another couple of movie posters as well and really deck out this space properly. So in terms of content, there's not going to be anything in the next couple of weeks, or I wouldn't think so. I may try and get a car build up in the next week. It really just depends. I don't have any idea how much spare time I'm going to have. I'm just assuming it's going to be 0. But when I return, there's going to be all the regular content that you guys love. So the Call of Duty content will be coming back in spades. I've had so many ideas since all my Call of Duty games have been in storage. So obviously COD versus COD is returning. Cloned for sure. There's a couple of episodes that I've already started doing some research for. I want to talk about this year's game as well. Infinite Warfare was obviously very disappointing for me personally, and I know for a lot of other people. So I'm really curious to see what Sledgehammer do this year. Is it going to be Advanced Warfare 2? Is it going to be boots on the ground? Is it going to be more jumping, futuristic bullshit? We'll see. I definitely want to do a video and talk about that because that'll be interesting. And there'll be more general content like that as well, Call of Duty content where I talk about the game and try and post a little bit more because I know that there's been a huge lacking of that content on my channel, and that's content that a lot of you guys really like about my channel, at least according to the poll that I recently ran on Twitter. Now, along with Call of Duty content, there'll also be the Grand Theft Auto car builds. As you know, there's been a ton of new DLC cars being added to the game. Lots of new supercars, some other cars as well, which are not super. There's lots of cool ideas. I've had heaps of good suggestions in the comment section as well, so thanks for sending all those in, and I'm going to try and address as many of them as I possibly can. My cash is running out in GTA 5 since I was robbed by Grand Theft Auto. Why you no love the modded money, Rockstar? Come on now. Anyway, I'm going to have to find a legit way to get more money in Grand Theft Auto. The other game that I'm definitely going to keep covering is going to be Battlefield 1. The videos that I've put up thus far have been received pretty well, and I'm enjoying the game a whole lot. Which is saying a lot because I actually don't have any friends who have the game, so for the most part I've been playing solo, well, playing with randoms in lobbies and whatnot, but I've been having a huge amount of fun. It's definitely the most fun that I've had with a Battlefield game thus far. Yeah, so expect more content on that. I'm probably going to do more tips and advice videos for that because I'm kind of a Battlefield noob, and as I discover things that help me play, I definitely want to share those. So don't expect any advanced tips from me, or probably not in the short term anyway, but the tips videos will continue to come. But if you've got suggestions for the type of Battlefield 1 content that you'd like me to do, hit me up and I'll see what I can do. I've also got some plans to do some retro reviews as well. Now I know that that's not content that a lot of you guys are interested in, but it is something that I enjoy doing. I play a lot of retro games. I've actually been thinking about moving my retro content onto a new channel. In the past I've always felt that my channel should contain everything, that it was kind of like a variety channel, if you will, of gaming. But I know that on YouTube that doesn't necessarily work all that well, that it's usually good to specialize in a particular genre. And I think for the most part, my channel has been a first-person shooter channel with some mixture of car stuff here, there, and everywhere. But I know that that's kind of split my audience, and it makes things a little bit difficult because I have to please 2 groups of people rather than just the one. But we'll see. Possibly I'll be splitting retro review into a new channel at some point later this year. You never know. I might even split the car builds into another channel later this year. Controversial, I know. But let me know what you think about that. Nothing has been set in stone, so I haven't got any plans to do that yet. It's just an idea that's come into my brain. But we can discuss. This is a two-way street, you know. I don't just do things. I like your input. You guys are subscribed to me for a reason, so I like to take on board your advice and your opinions because this channel is for everybody. It's like a big fat love-in. I don't really know where I'm going with that. So I think this is probably a good point to end the video. So yeah, I thank you guys for your patience. Like I said, in a couple of weeks, the channel will resume. There'll be all the new content. I'll still be active on Twitter and Facebook and probably in the comments as well. So if you want to get in touch, please do so. Links to the social networks are in the description field if you're not already following me or liking me on Facebook. But other than that, I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video and I'll see you soon.